So most prop firm evaluations can take 30 to 60 days. You follow every rule, you manage your drawdown, you're profitable, and you're finally getting close to passing. Or maybe you already have a funded account. You've been grinding, you're up, you're close to that profit target and your first real payout. And then something shifts, the pressure kicks in, the account starts to feel a little too real, and the strategy that worked perfectly for weeks suddenly falls apart right when it matters the most. If that sounds familiar to you, you're not alone. It's one of the most common ways talented traders fail. Not because they can't trade, but because the mental weight of what's on the line changes how they execute. But what if you didn't have to white knuckle through any of that to start getting paid? What if you could start extracting money from a strategy that already works? So that's what I want to talk to you about today. This company is called Eightcap. It's been around since 2009, regulated by the FCA and ASIC. These guys are legit, and I've got a link in the description for 10% off if you want to check them out. Now let me show you what makes this different. Traditional prop firms put you through an evaluation, which can be lengthy. You hit your profit targets, stay inside drawdown limits, meet the minimum trading days, follow consistency rules. Weeks of sustained execution under pressure. And one bad day, one forgotten rule, one moment where your mental game cracks, and it's over. 8Cap's Day Trader Challenge works completely different. You pick a session length, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, or even 8 hours. You pick a stake, starting as low as $5 or all the way up to $500 if you're feeling confident. You pick your reward multiplier, 2 times, 5 times, or 10 times your stake. Then you trade. If you hit your target within the session, that money is now yours. No more phases, no more evaluations, nothing else left to prove. You just wait on the payout to process and then you withdraw. One session, hit your number, get paid. That's the whole deal. Now I want to be straight with you about who this format actually rewards and who it doesn't. Because used the wrong way, this costs you money. Use the right way. This could be the most direct path to income you've ever had as a trader. So stay with me. Let's be real about something first. If you're still developing your strategy, still finding your edge, still learning how to manage risk, this format might not be for you yet. The short window and the fixed stake will punish inconsistency fast. Build the foundation first. But here's who it's genuinely built for. If you have a short-term process that already works, and if you trade the open or the close with a repeatable approach, if your problem isn't the strategy, it's the pressure that comes with longer evaluation timelines or the weight of protecting a funded account you worked so hard to get. This format completely removes that pressure. You're not managing an account for 60 days hoping you don't crack. You're not sitting on a funded account watching your profits get closer and feeling the anxiety build. You're executing your process in a defined window against a defined target. Lower stakes, shorter time frame, same edge. And when it works, the money's yours. Think about the trader who's profitable in practice, profitable in early challenge phases, and then mentally implodes the moment they get close to passing or close to a payout. That trader doesn't have a strategy problem, they have a pressure problem. And while they absolutely need to work through that long term, there's no reason they can't be generating income right now with a format that compresses the timeline so much that the pressure window barely exists. That's who this is built for. And honestly, that's a lot of traders. Challenges start at $5. You can test the format, learn how it feels under real conditions, and scale from there. And if you're still working on building that edge in the first place, my free Discord is where that conversation is happening every day. Come in, learn the process, and build the foundation. Links in the description. A few things worth knowing when you get started. US traders, you can participate, but you will need to use TradeLock instead of MetaTrader. 8Cap fully supports it, so it's not a deal breaker. Just worth knowing going in. So there's no daily drawdown limits on day trader challenges. Your risk is managed through fixed dollar thresholds based on the time frame and multiplier that you chose. These are cleaner and more predictable than percentage rules that can catch you off guard mid-session. Also, no trading within 5 minutes of a major news event. That's a soft breach, meaning you get a warning and lose profits on those trades, but your accounts will actually stay open. But it's simple, just check your economic calendar before you enter a session. And for futures traders like myself, these challenges run on Forex, indices, commodities, crypto, and US stocks rather than futures contracts. So the instruments are different from what I typically trade, but if your edge is built around reading momentum, exhaustion, and key levels, that translates into any market. So here's where I land on this. If your strategy is already working and your biggest obstacle is either capital or mental weight of a long-term evaluation or protecting a funded account, this is one of the most direct paths I've actually seen to getting paid as a trader. You hit your target in a session, the money's yours. You wait on the payout and then you withdraw. Stakes start at $5, so the barrier to trying this out is as low as it gets. And if you want help building the kind of process that makes a challenge like this worth attempting, my one-on-one coaching spots are open. We work on your strategy, your execution, and the mental framework that keeps it all together when the pressure is really on. Both links are in the description. So subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.